The Frozen North, episode 83.
Break the habit, Brian. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 83 of the Frozen North Gaming Podcast. We're going to talk about Brian today.
Oh,
Not like the whole episode, but I mean, because he's on, so with a segment.
true.
We did. But our top five,
We're going to talk about it
Is
behind
about
his
Brian.
back.
Yeah.
He's not here right now.
because he's not here, because he's kind of sick. But he did throw some news articles together for us.
Yeah.
But he's kind of recovering. And you can actually tell from the segment that I was actually getting sick as well when we recorded that later on. But my name is JJ.
My name is Mark,
That's it.
and we're recording from the Frozen North podcast studio.
Oh, I'm so disappointed right now. I thought that you were going to...
You thought I
You
was
know.
going to say, Howdy,
There it
y'all!
is. There it is. There it is. Get me worried for a second, man. As
Yeah,
if you were
I
off
like
your
to-
game or something.
I like to trick you.
You got me. You got me good. Mark, what have you been playing?
I've been playing The Witcher 3. I've been in
Why do I
Skellige
even
for a
ask
little
you?
while.
I don't even understand.
know.
You've been on
Hey,
the same game
hey,
for like the past
no.
year.
No. Hey. Oh.
Hey.
I'm. It makes it sound like I've barely done anything in Skellige, but I'm about to go up to the keep in that big town.
You have barely done anything.
After
Actually, it
after
does
the
sound
funeral?
like you've barely done anything because the funeral is the first thing you do when you get there.
If you choose to do it first. I did other stuff. I went to that haunted crazy island down in the south, and I fought some giant ice troll thing, and there was an even larger ice thing that was walking around that I had to hide from,
Nice.
and it was really scary. But it was worth it.
What do you think of Skellige so far?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's different. You have to play it different than you play the other game because it's so
Absolutely.
separated by ocean.
Yeah, I honestly I liked it better. I think it just because I like the scenery and the way that I really
Yeah.
like the Norse feel of it.
It's not just piles of dead bodies everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Still enjoying the game though?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Cool.
And also, we played through the first 3 episodes of Tales from the Borderlands, and
Oh yeah.
so we've got 2 left, and it's really good. It's I think last time I was here, I had just played like half an hour of it, and I said I couldn't tell you yet what I thought of it. And it takes a little bit to get started, but once you get into those characters, it's fantastic. The humor is exactly the same as what you'd expect from Borderlands 2. But it's got that Telltale Games aspect to it, with difficult decisions and such.
You can't say telltale, can you?
Telltale.
You always say telltale.
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 It's hard to say it fast.
I don't even know why I brought that up. I just
I
thought it was
don't know.
funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, cool. Well, glad you're enjoying it. I have been playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Holy crap. Those of you that have been watching me on stream, I played it for a couple of days last week. Really, really, really fun game. And I mean, normally when I play, I talk quite a bit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
when I played Final Fantasy VII, I gave like a history lesson and all that stuff like that. And just kind of, talk about gaming and whatnot and stuff. And, we had a handful of people in there while I was playing MGS5. But like the whole beginning of the game, the whole opening cutscene in the hospital and everything with all the stuff that happened there, I had to apologize to the stream like after it was over. I was like, I'm really sorry, you guys. Normally I talk during this stuff, but I was just sitting there with my jaw just hanging open because I was so into it. Like it was just such a really, really cool cutscene / gameplay / whatever the heck was going on. It was just really, really awesome. It was that good. So I'm trying to get that game in, and I doubt I'll have it beat in 2 weeks, but I'm trying to get enough play to where I can get a good feel of whether I want to put it on my list for our top 5 of 2015, which is going to be in 2 weeks. So look forward to that because that's going to be a good one to talk about. And actually, we got
Right.
a lot of good things coming on that episode. So, and I don't think. Oh, a little bit of Undertale as well.
Nice.
I played, and well, you'll hear me talk about it in the segment that we did at SoPro later on this episode. I ran into a little bit of a snag on there. And then I also, last night, actually, I got to try StarCraft 2 co-op mode, which was actually pretty fun. The guy I was playing with, a good friend of mine, Travis, unfortunately, he ran into some lag. I think had something to do with his internet provider. But we won both games we played, and we just had to cut it short because of that. But really, really good time, and I'm really, really enjoying that as well. So, good
nice
stuff.
I also bought a Steam Link, and I got that set up, and I'm not using a wired connection. I'm doing it solely over wireless, but it's seamless. You can't even tell that it's over wireless.
Really?
So it's perfect for, you throw it on the TV. Well, you don't throw it on the TV. You set it up, hook it up to the TV, bring a controller into the living room, and we're blowing through all of our Telltale games.
Touche, sir. So you can play Steam games on your couch?
If they are controller-supported games. Basically, it just launches Steam Big Picture mode on your couch, on your TV in your living room.
How much was it?
It was $50.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Get rid of this cable. Actually, no, you couldn't. That's not for the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. If you would like to email us, let us know what's on your mind, what you've been playing, what you think about the show, anything. FrozenNorthPodcast@gmail.com. Our website is fngaming.net. Our Facebook is facebook.com/thefrozennorth. Our Twitter is @FNPodcast. Our blog is frozennorthpodcast.blogspot.com. We are on Twitch at twitch.tv/FrozenNorthGames, where I stream usually Wednesday and Thursday nights between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Just somewhere in there. And it's always a good time. Hang out, talk about games, whatnot. And if I'm not there, usually we have either Mark or Tank or somebody on there kind of filling in. We're also on YouTube now, just our recorded episodes. We're starting to throw them up there. We're actually debating whether or not to maybe put the episodes a day early on YouTube, just to kind of drive some traffic there. I'd like to get some subscribers on there. And if we can get enough subscribers on there to where, I know people are actually paying attention to it and watching it, that might be motivation to maybe start doing other things on YouTube as well.
Oh.
So if we can get some traffic over there at Frozen North Gaming, and you'll see our logo, so you'll know it's us. We'll see what the future holds on that front.
Very interesting.
And we are on iTunes, where we would appreciate you to subscribe and rate us, because you do that, other people can see us, leave comments, tell us what's up, and we good to go. Cool. News.
Oh yeah, what we got?
Well, as I said, Brian's voice is a little gone, so he sent me the news links, and I'm going to try my best to fill in. Although there may not be as many digs at Mark, I apologize.
That's disappointing.
So you're the one that says it's disappointing. I don't know. You really got to try and insult me. Come on, guys. Seriously, it's tradition now. All right. So first up, we got No Man's Sky gets a summer release date. Finally, I've been wanting to
June, right?
Figure out when this is coming out. It releases on PS4 and PC June 21st. Going to retail at $60, $59.99. So I don't think that's a big surprise, but
right.
The fact that we actually have a hard release date now is really, really good. There's also an Explorers Edition that comes with some extra goodies in there. Honestly, I don't care too much about a collector's edition on something like this. I just want to play the darn game. But it's exclusive to the online retailer im8bit.com.
Oh.
So if you are really into it, go check out that site and get your Explorers Edition. Next up, Mass Effect Andromeda. You excited, Mark?
I think so.
Yeah, it got delayed to 2017.
Oh.
So
You tricked me.
That sucks. Yeah, it was slated for... Brian, you're spelling. I'm going to read you exactly what he says. It was slated for 2016 holiday, but now TBD early 2017, according to Blake Jorgensen, EA's CFO. So, unfortunately, it got pushed out. But, you know what? With all that's coming out this year, it's not like we're going to have a shortage of games to play.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect is so good that we know it'll be worth it when it does come out. So, I'm not worried in the least. I don't want to, have to wait till 2019 or something, but... if they have to delay it a little bit just to...
Take your time.
Yeah, if you got to work out the kinks, make it better, by all means, do it. Besides, we know it's EA, so half the game will be a DLC when
Right.
it gets released anyway. So what? Did I say that out loud? Okay. Next on the list, Nintendo news. Super Nintendo games are coming to the new 3DS. I'm freaking stoked about this. So, like, if you have a new 3DS and you don't have a Wii U, and I mean, there's a lot of great games that they've announced already. I think there's 9 titles so far, including Pilot Wing, Super Mario World, F-Zero, Mario Kart, Earthbound, Donkey Kong Country, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country 2. Those are all fantastic games that you're going to be able to play on the go now. If you have not had the chance to play Earthbound or Super Metroid or Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, especially, dude,
Absolutely.
if you have a new 3DS, this is your perfect opportunity to do it.
And don't be like, oh, you can play A Link Between Worlds, because that's not the same game.
It's not the same game.
I think Link to the Past is still better.
I agree. Yeah, because Link to the Past is traditional Zelda.
Exactly.
Link Between Worlds is traditional Zelda to a certain extent, but with the whole renting items thing, it got kind of weird. But Link to the Past is tried and true traditional Zelda, which was great.
Yeah.
And in a lot of people's mind, it's the best Zelda. So, all right. And the next one, you probably know a little bit more about this than I do. Microsoft's console strategy shift may include modular hardware add-ons. It says, as news has been coming out of the Xbox camp, we know Phil Spencer and the team is driving hard to merge the Xbone and PC platforms together. Brian, you did not see him wink at last year's E3 PC Gaming Town Hall.
Is that what he said?
That's what he says. I don't think we ever explained that on the show, did we?
No, that's like completely an inside joke.
We may have mentioned it like in passing or something. When the E3 happened, Brian watched the PC press conference and he was all excited about it and stuff, clearly because he's a big PC fan and stuff. And
Yeah.
there was something about
Phil Spencer showed up and was like talking about some games and said something about,
I don't even remember what it was that he was
PC.
talking about. Yeah.
and then somebody asked about like, could we see more Xbox games show up on PC? And then Brian claimed that he winked at the camera.
That's right. Yes. He claimed that he winked at the camera, and I just took it at face value. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, whatever. Mark, being the fact checker that he is,
Of course.
went in and like watched the whole thing front to back and was like, Brian, I'm not seeing this wink. What's up? And so, Brian, more power to him, because he just went for it. He's like, you have to look really close. It's really subtle.
Yeah.
And stuff. And then eventually, he realized like, all right, Mark's calling me out on my BS. So you have to hold your phone really close to your face because that's the only way you're going to see it.
Yep.
And so it's just devolved into this whole thing.
Actually, you hold your phone
Like-
close enough and you're going to cause yourself to wink.
Right. Yeah. It was a really, really funny thing that happened just between the three of us. And we just kind of still give him crap about it today. And obviously he thinks it's funny because he's the one that brought it up there. But he says, now it seems they will also be bringing out hardware packs to beef up their platform. In a quote from Phil Spencer himself, he says, we'll actually see us come out with new hardware capability during a generation and allowing the same games to run backward and forward compatible because we have the Universal Windows application running on top of the Universal Windows platform that allows us to focus more on hardware innovation without invalidating the games that run on the platform, he said. Says, this has made a ton of waves, as you can imagine, and clearly shows Microsoft's hand to the importance of backwards compatibility and making software last the test of time. This hardware upgrade could mimic that of PC upgrades, allowing you to purchase one part at a time.
Was that all the quote?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you think this means they're not looking at... Because I heard a rumor a while ago they were already starting to think about their next-gen console.
I mean, they always are.
Right, but do you think this means they may not have a next-gen console and they're just going to swap in and out parts on this thing?
No, I don't think so. I think they would launch this in full in the next generation if they were going to do it, because, I mean, the Xbone is just not designed for like a really for something. I could see them releasing like one standalone box that boosts the power of the Xbone,
Right.
but I don't think they're going to want to muddy the brand.
Well, I mean, the way
right
it
now.
sounds, though, they're talking about like one part at a time, switching stuff out, like gutting the thing,
Yeah.
and turning it into an actual like PC.
So I think that's why I think they would definitely wait a generation and have something that's designed that makes it more user friendly to do that, because they're not going to be like, okay, open up
that's true.
the box and start pulling stuff that's soldered down. that's not
Yeah.
meant to detach.
I guess that's
If
true.
they hadn't intended for this to be a possibility when they designed it originally a few years ago, I don't think it's coming this generation. Although, with DirectX 12 and multi-adapter support, I could see some sort of external box that boosts the power a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, do you know what the
Kinda
multi-adapter thing, basically any two graphics cards, no matter who makes them, no matter what they are, can work together. That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we might see with the what we're thinking we might see with the PSVR.
Exactly.
Where we have to have a new, some kind of a new booster that comes with it.
Yeah.
So,
Although I
interesting.
did some reading on that too, and it sounds like there is an external box, but it's just for processing input and output information. So I don't know if it's going to have extra graphics processing.
Well, all we can do is
But
wait and see.
We'll know hopefully soon. Come on, Sony. Everyone else has announced all their pricing information.
There was another one that he didn't have on the list of notes, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Did you see the Vive? Vive? I know.
I'm sorry, I'm immature.
The Vive,
What about the Vive?
the how it pre-order you can pre-order it now.
Oh yeah,
Did you see how many, like 15,000 in the first 10 minutes?
yes.
That's crazy.
I think Oculus is doing even better.
Oh, I'm sure it is at this point.
Yeah. Well,
Plus,
I mean,
it's cheaper.
It is cheaper. That's true. But yeah, actually, Lucky Palmer, I don't know if he's the CEO, but he's the guy who created Oculus, tweeted out congratulations to Vive, and he did an interview the next day talking about how it's like, yeah, I'm glad there's competitors in this industry. If there weren't, that would mean it's probably not a growth sector. So it's like,
Yeah, Brian, competition's good.
yeah, competition's good, and it tells you that you're in the right market.
I thought that was kind of impressive because clearly the Oculus is, like I said, cheaper, and
Yeah.
quite frankly, they're going to do almost the exact same thing, from
Yes.
what I can tell. So I would have thought the Oculus is winning at this point, even though it's all pre-orders at this point as well.
Yeah.
But like the fact that it's still sold that much in the first 10 minutes was just mind-boggling to me. It was impressive. So I just thought that was kind of cool and worth mentioning.
It's pretty cool.
So, all right. So as we mentioned a couple weeks ago, we went to a lock-in over at SoPro Gaming last week, and we got to hang out and play some games and talk about. We sat down with one of our friends over there, Eric, who has been on the show, goes by Tucci. He has been one of our contributors for the past couple episodes, and so you'll recognize his voice immediately. And we kind of sat down, we talked about Let's Plays and why we think they are, so popular, and just kind of, we've touched on it a little bit in the past, but this time we actually, really wanted to kind of dig in and talk about it a little bit. So we'll go ahead and head over to ourselves. JJ, go ahead and take it away. All right, thank you, JJ. We are. I know it's weird when I talk to myself like that. Yeah. We're here at SoPro Gaming. It is myself and Mark and Brian and another friend of ours. Do you want us to call you Tucci or Eric?
I'm okay with Tucci. People know me as that, as like the effing contributor guy.
Because I know that, on the last contributors thing you said
we're all friends now.
Friends now. So
You
you
guys
are
have
all
been
Tuccis.
doing a lot of effing contributing.
I
like
really, I'm a huge fan of the whole effing part.
You're a good
I don't
effing
know what it
contributor.
is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
F&A, man.
Effing A.
F&A, man.
Yeah, best effing podcast.
Yeah.
So what's we're, like I said, we're up at SoPro Gaming. What's everybody been playing so far tonight? Just real quick.
Mark.
I played probably 30 minutes of Broforce, and that's it.
Bull
No.
crap.
I'm just kidding. And I also played a good 2 or 3 hours of The Witcher.
I enjoyed it.
3, and an hour or 2 of Counter-Strike
Yeah,
Go.
we played, I'd say at least an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Counter-Strike. We were
it's been a good
Playing
time.
quite a bit, yeah,
I
it
like breaking out the Counter-Strike when we come here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're one of the only other few people that I know who plays it. But we played with Hijinks a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Just getting a group of us and just playing some CS:GO.
And doing all right
Nice.
on some of the maps.
I tried playing Final Fantasy 11, but I forgot my key at home, so I couldn't log in.
Can we call it a dongle?
Yes, I forgot my dongle at home. As you can see, my voice is a little bit lower. That's because I'm super tired and I'm fighting a cold right now. But
He's still cute as ever, though.
also, that's sweet. Thank
yes,
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I tried playing Undertale, which I did play for a little bit, and it was very, very charming. But then I was trying to bring up my menu because I got some item, and apparently when you push the escape button for like 2 seconds, the game just shuts off. Doesn't ask you to confirm or exit or anything like that. It just shuts off on you,
Kill switch.
which was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like, thanks. And I played Counter-Strike. Ryan?
Mi pla Halo 2. Mi pla Halo 2 anniversary.
I don't
Oh.
I'm playing Halo 2 anniversary. I'm on my great journey of Halo playing.
He did it with the accent because his
Me-
playing on the Xbox is a foreign concept to us.
Yeah.
See what
I
did
have
there?
an Xbox
See what I
One
did?
now.
Worked it in.
And I bought all the Halos. I pretty much exclusively bought the Xbox One just to play Halo. Halo is got a big place in my heart, and it pains me to have to buy an entire console to play it. But it's worth it for me. And I've recently beaten Halo Wars, Halo Reach, Halo 1 Anniversary, and now I'm almost done with Halo 2 Anniversary. So it's been fun. But
Solid.
mi pla Halo.
How was Halo Wars? That's the only one I haven't played.
It's a really basic RTS, really well done for a console. It's about as well done as you can do an RTS on a console, I guess. But even like somebody who's played StarCraft for years, you're just like, okay. Like the base is static. There's no helpers. You just add buildings that give you resources, and then you make troops. It's really basic.
That's kinda boring.
But the story of it and the cutscenes were worth it. So I got a little backstory on the fall of Harvest and all that stuff way before. But then most of me pla Halo 2.
Nice. Yeah. Tochi.
Yeah, the only language I understand is English. Unfortunately, I do know a little bit of Italian, like grazie, but that's about as far as it goes. As far as me games, probably Rocket League is a huge game I play and have been playing. So, Squad is a early access game on Steam.
You played that tonight?
Well, I was downloading it.
Oh, gotcha.
That counts.
Yes, and then I went to a bonfire for a short hot minute, and now I smell
right.
like.
Did you play with
smoke.
fire? Because that counts.
He
yes,
did
I
say hot
actually.
minute.
Yeah.
Yes, a hot minute, and I ate s'mores.
Okay, so you
Who
play.
doesn't love s'mores?
There you go.
I'm so addicted to video games that I just consider everything in daily life a video game. Like I played laundry the other day; it was great.
So when you say I don't play video games, you're saying I don't live my life. It's just got a lot more offensive.
Yeah,
I adulted the other day, level 4.
I played Drive My Car the other day. It was awesome.
Oh, man. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick little segment. We wanted to kind of talk about Let's Plays and YouTube videos. And we've touched on this a few times in the past on some older episodes. We've never actually had a full-on discussion on it that I can remember, other than we've done interviews and stuff. But that was more focused on the people themselves. Now, Tucci, you said that you were kind of interested in possibly at some point doing some like Let's Plays and that kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons we have you in here is we're trying to kind of figure out like what is it about Let's Plays and streamers and that kind of stuff that's so attractive. Like obviously everybody wants to get paid to play video games, sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like those people that say that, I also hear them talking about people like PewDiePie and stuff, and they're all like, "Oh, I can't stand watching that stuff. I don't get it." Blah blah blah. So, it just seems like kind of they go both ways on it. What is it to you that makes streaming and that kind of stuff stand out?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, the biggest thing for streaming and Let's Plays is it allows a viewer to connect with someone else's emotional reactions to the game itself. Like I talked recently about graphics, story, and gameplay in one of the 2-minute submissions I threw in for you guys. And, I was really talking about how I feel like graphics may not have been, maybe the most prioritized thing for gamers, and then obviously story can be, but also very well couldn't be. But what I really like about watching Let's Plays and streams and stuff is you get to share certain moments in a game with an individual, especially like me. I haven't played a large variety of games, or at least all the way through said games. So when I watch a streamer, I feel like I can connect with them. Personally for me, I don't really see the money aspect in it as far far as like that's what I want to make a career for myself. Even though I do see how it could be, I guess, attractive to the modern gamer. Absolutely. I mean, get waking up playing games and a paycheck shows up at your door. I mean, that would be great. But realistically, when it comes down to me, I just want to have a community of individuals that, you know, like the same things I like, and you know, would enjoy the comical portion that I would try to put into said gameplay. So yeah, absolutely. It's I think it's a great way for gamers to connect, even as a community.
So, do you have anybody that you watch specifically?
Yeah, I watched Markiplier. I've watched a lot of his stuff. Very community comical guy. Absolutely love him. I've watched Mark, for instance, and JJ play a different variety of games on Twitch. It's usually a pretty good time. So, it's not. I'm trying to think of another individual offhand here. Really, whoever pops up on my feed is who I'll watch.
Right.
You know, I don't really necessarily follow one specific individual. I just kind of like them all. So I'm not a hard person to please. I'm pretty simplistic like that.
So you say whatever pops up on your feed. Now, I assume when you say that, you mean YouTube, right?
Right, yeah.
So what
The
about
suggested.
Twitch? Do you ever watch live streams?
Yeah, absolutely.
And anybody specific on that?
Not really, no.
You just look for games?
Yeah,
specifically?
more specific on the video game than anything. Because, I mean, obviously, people are going to, you know, like either they're going to want a story-oriented game or they're going to watch someone just run around with a gun, first-person shooter style, you know? So you really have to decide, you know, what you want to watch during that period of time. And also, I mean, you know, it really does go down to the individual that you're watching. So
I noticed that a lot, especially like when it came to the choices of games that I was playing. Like when I streamed Uncharted 1 and 2, I barely had anybody in there watching ever. Mm-hmm. It was just, you know, fans of the show would come in, pop in for like 15, 20 minutes, say hi, and then we'd BS for a little bit, and then they'd leave. But when I was streaming Final Fantasy VII, I mean, Brian, you were in there. You saw, like, some days we'd get up to, you know, 12, 13, 14 people just coming in, and, you know, a couple of them would talk, but a lot of people would just sit and watch. And I mean, you got a game like Final Fantasy, clearly you're going to be, you know, getting a big crowd. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that was kind of interesting because I always thought it was just about the players and about the people that were doing it. So, you know, at first I was like, oh, sweet, people like me. Oh, wait, it's just that I'm playing Final Fantasy VII right now and everybody loves that freaking game.
It's a good game.
So, no, it is, definitely. But what about you guys? Anybody that you watch, or do you have any ideas as to why it's such a big thing?
One of the people I watch a lot is Previously Recorded. They're the guys from the Red Letter Media YouTube channel that also talk about video games. It's actually 2 of the 4 people. But they're kind of curmudgeons in a way, and I like that because I identify with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know.
And they play the games, and they kind of break down how the gameplay works, how the positive aspects of it and the negative aspects of it. And it's, I don't know, it's just kind of down to earth and interesting.
Right on.
I'm actually not a big fan of Let's Plays. I'm one of the people who, I don't watch them. I'd rather play the game. But, you know, I pop JJ's stream on when he's playing or you're playing, and, but I'll mute it and I'll be playing my own game while I have you so I can look up when, you know, if something's going on. I can just see what's going on. For me, it doesn't really do anything, but I think there's a dividing line, and there are 2 facets of Let's Plays that are popular. Number 1 is the one side, which is the esports side, where you're watching a pro play, and it's very, very, very similar to sports, right?
Yep.
We all play those games, but we are nowhere. Like, I played football in high school and college, but I am nowhere near, was ever even close to good enough to play pro, right? So you watch those guys going, man, that's an extraordinary skill. So I think you have that side that love the esports and love watching the pros play the game that they're never going to be as good at as that pro, and going, wow. Like, I play that game and I can't do half of that stuff. And then you have the other side, which is I call the social aspect of Let's Plays, which gaming's usually an experience for everybody. When you play a game, you have, like, especially Final Fantasy VII, you have moments in that game that, like, bring up huge moments in your life, right? And you want to watch somebody else experience that moment and see how they react.
Yeah.
So that's a big...
The same way you would want to show a friend your favorite movie.
Exactly right. You're like, oh, man, he's playing Final Fantasy VII. I loved that game. I had such good experiences with it. I'm going to watch this person play and see what their experiences were. So there's that social aspect of Let's Plays that I think... I'm not one of the people that enjoy Let's Plays, but I think that's why it's popular. You got the 2 sections. You got the
Yeah.
social side of it, where everybody gets in a chat, they watch a guy play, and they just talk about it the whole time. And then you got the esports side. So I think that's
I
pretty
think those
good.
are the two big categories, but I would say there's probably also two smaller categories, and that's people trying to decide if they want to buy a game,
Yeah.
and people who aren't going to buy the game but want to see what it's all about,
That's-
and maybe watch someone else experience it.
Yeah, the small subsets. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
We I was gonna say, when you said it was more like about the games and seeing people's reactions, I think FF7 for me though was less about my reactions and more about me giving a history lesson the whole time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people want to see, and you do a good job of commentating when you're playing. Like, oh man, I remember this part. And they want to remember their experience and then talk to you about their experience and see how you guys both feel about it. It's just the social aspect of Let's Plays is interesting because it's like a community of people all playing the game, vicariously through one person.
It is,
Yeah.
and I've also noticed it's kind of like I personally, if I tune into a live streamer, if they have tons of people, like a couple thousand or 400 or 500 people in there, I'm more apt to just sit back and watch and have it running as background noise. Whereas if they've got 5 to 10 people in there, I'm more apt to join in the conversation because you got hundreds of people in there. Your comments just fly by.
Oh,
Right.
Nobody's gonna read anything. Nobody's gonna see it. It's like, what's the point?
It's all just reactionary stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I like about the smaller channels, is being able to actually feel like you're a part of the show in that aspect. Somebody that Brandon actually turned me on to, and I need to start watching more of his videos because we went out and grabbed dinner the other night and then just came back to my place and watched a little bit of it. Heroes of the Storm player, MF Pallytime, is that his name? I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He does a great job being comedic, but very, very informative on how to play that game and how to go through each character one by one. And I really I think that's going along with what you were talking about with esports. Almost like you're learning, but it's fun at
Absolutely.
the same time. And I think that's kind of neat.
It's like watching a sport. And the cool thing about esports is real sports have a physical block to them. I don't think anyone in this room is going to be able to just go, okay, I learned a good strat from that linebacker, I'm going to go put it to use. Right. When I was competitive in StarCraft 2 when it first came out, I watched all kinds of pros to actually learn, okay, what are they doing what can I glean from their play that can help me, because then I can go into that game and play it, because all it takes is a brain, and not you don't have to have a brain plus muscles and strength and speed. I'm fat. So anyway, it's like that. It's like that. Like JJ said, you learn. It's entertaining at the same time. You're like, oh, okay, that's a cool strat. I'm gonna try that out next time. And I think that's a fun aspect to it. That was I never really watched live streams of people playing those games. I always watched little tutorial guides and hey, let me explain to you how to 4-gate as Protoss. I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna look at that and get real good.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I've never really been into live streamers or Let's Players or anything like that until I started meeting some of them, like Urkable Gamer, who we've had on the show a couple of times. As soon as now that I know him, I actually find myself going to check out what videos, what games he's playing, and that kind of stuff, and going in there and looking at that stuff up because I know the guy now. So it's, I don't know, I guess that it kind of adds a little bit to it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's kind of
Well,
neat.
we always say, hey, whenever you guys are streaming, I always say, hey, gaming together separately. It's fun
Right.
to hey, I know everybody else, I know all my friends are playing games right now. I'm going to play games too.
And like me personally, I'm not excited to stream for a bunch of people to watch me, but I like that Brian can get on and be like, hey, how are you doing on this quest?
Yeah.
Have you done this yet? And I can go through my quest log and show him what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And just kind of checking in with my friends over the internet.
It's like gaming together separately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
Definitely.
I definitely what JJ said, the small, cozy side of it, I really enjoy.
For sure. Anybody got anything else to add?
I mean, I really just think it goes down to the narrative of the individual that's playing the game. It really is, because each and every different individual is going to take a different path in whatever game's being played. They may be more oriented in finding hidden objects versus the actual storyline or side quests.
Yeah.
The Division beta that I played, I was really apt to go find all the encounters. I wasn't really all that interested in replaying the I think it was the mission that was medical mission where you rescue the medical
Yep.
lady. I wasn't apt to put that to hard and redo that until I got to the specific level to go to the dark zone. I just was like, hey, I'm going to go do every encounter and have fun with it. So
Did it really take that long? The zone wasn't that big from what I saw.
honestly, yeah, because from my understanding, the in-game map is about as big as like almost one scale of New York. Like it literally takes that long to run.
Are you talking about the closed beta?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I only played the open beta, which I think
Lame.
was a lot smaller. So, sorry.
The closed beta was pretty sweet. I'm not even gonna lie. So.
Yeah, the open beta that I played on PS4, I was done in 2 hours. Like, there was
That's
just
upsetting.
not much there.
You didn't get to experience the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
excited.
still
for
got the game coming in. So
yeah, I'm
we'll
stoked
see.
for it. So. Yeah.
Well, anybody else have anything to add then?
I mean, I can just talk about like stuff.
Clearly.
Foundational.
Clearly.
I think everyone
Yeah.
listening can tell that we're recording at almost 2 a.m.
No, it's 2:12, so it's past
Oh,
that.
I was
Yeah,
wrong.
Mark. Jeez.
Yeah, Mark, it's past that. We're almost closer to 3
No.
o'clock than 2 o'clock.
No,
We're
Nope.
almost. I
That's-
said almost.
That's not true.
I said almost because
We're
if
still not.
you take the 2 and you wrap it around the 1 and you get 21 and then you add 7 then it's
Yeah.
28 and
Oh,
then
Half-Life 3 confirmed?
no, that's
Oh.
it's
Sounds
dead,
like
Mark.
Don't be
Commodore.
ridiculous.
Those jokes don't work anymore because it's dead now. Literally, it's dead.
Literally.
Sucks.
All right.
That means, you know what? We're never going to have anyone stream Half-Life 3.
Ever.
Never.
Oh.
That's the low note. to
Mark,
end
I think
this.
you should write a Half-Life 3 fanfic.
Do it.
Ooh, let's make a game called Laugh Hive 3. Laugh Hive.
There you have it.
And then
You heard
people-
it here first, ladies.
And then
and
it'll be
gentlemen.
just about like laughing and hyphing. What is hyphing? Somebody look it up.
I don't know what's happening.
Does it
right
have to
Giving
do
him
with
a headache.
hyphens?
I'm giving Mark a headache.
now. Boy. All right, well, I guess that'll just wrap up the discussion here. We're going to get back to gaming a little bit. I'm going to go take some more Dayquil.
Yep.
And back to you guys in the studio. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, back to you guys. All right, and we are back in the studio. Let's Plays, man. I don't know. What do you think?
I like them.
You do like them?
Yes. I said in the recording how I watch the previously recorded Let's Plays.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to rehash the recording, though.
No, I know. We obviously don't need to go into too crazy deep discussion, but like, I don't know. I find myself wondering often, like, what is it about this stuff that just makes people want to do it? But it's that
Yeah.
interaction, being able to talk to these people, and a lot of people use it as do I want to try this game?
Exactly.
And if they have somebody that they know that they've been watching for a while, they can they can relate a little bit on that. So kind of neat. Okay, so by the way, thank you, Tucci, for hanging out with us and doing that, and thanks to SoPro for letting us record over
Yeah,
there.
it was a
again.
blast.
So always a good time. Always a good time. We got a top 5 today. We have not done one in a couple of weeks.
Oh, man. What are top 5s?
What are our top 5s? This top 5, though, if you remember a while ago, Brian and I did an episode while Mark was gone on games that we think he should play. And we basically did it just because he was unavailable and he wasn't there. So this time, since Brian's voice is out of commission, he wasn't able to help us with the news. And and I say help, he put it all together, typed it all up for us. He can't talk because his voice is gone, shot. But since he is not here and basically not able to defend himself, Mark and I put together a list of the top 5 gaming habits that Brian needs to break. Brian, we're calling you out, man.
That's right.
We're calling you out. And we need people to send in emails, write the show, get that Brian hate mail
Yeah,
going.
if you've ever thought, who's that guy that's always wrong on the Frozen North podcast, you need to email us and tell us why you think that.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, man. All right. So, top 5 gaming habits that Brian needs to break. Brian, here we go. Mark, what's our number 5?
Number 5, admit that the Xbox One is more than just a Halo box.
Absolutely.
It needs to happen right now.
He finally, I mean, Brian was the biggest advocate against the Xbox One for a long time.
Yeah.
And
After saying, I'm pretty sure, like in the very early episodes, he said he was going to buy it, and then he just went completely the other direction.
well, come on, is that out of the ordinary?
Oh no,
Come on,
not at
seriously.
all.
Like, it's hard to keep track of what he says he's going to do and what he actually is going to do. Anyways, Brian, we love you, buddy. But he bought one. He finally got one.
That's true.
And granted, he has just been playing Halo.
It's just a Halo box for him.
But I mean, he's also been a big advocate on like the new improvements they're making. I know he's a big Phil Spencer fan as well. And you know, you look at the news notes that we had before, the biggest article that he had on there, and if you saw the news notes that he typed out, holy crap, he went to town on the Xbox One, possibly getting upgrades and that kind of stuff. So there is definitely more there. Brian, we need you to just acknowledge it, man. We got to have you, you stop calling it the Xbox.
There's
Halo
a lot.
Box
There's several other games for the Xbox that aren't Halo related.
You can't even say it with a straight
There
face.
eventually will be another Fable game on the Xbox if they get their act together.
At some point, yep. There will be a new Halo game. We know that. Oh, wait, dang it. That's not what we're going for. Crap. Oh, man. Number four. Brian, no more cinematic games on handhelds.
Yeah. No more of those. It's unacceptable. You know what? When you played through Suikoden 1 on your PSP, I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. You're not going to truly enjoy the music or the visuals, that amazing art style. Oh. And you're putting it on a tiny, like, 2 or 3 inch screen? That's not cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, are you going to tell me that playing like a game like Mass Effect or Metal Gear Solid or Xenosaga, something like that, on a handheld is going to have the same effect? Like if I go and I'm watching a movie, I'm not going to want to freaking look at it on a tiny little screen. Like don't tell me about visual real estate and all that junk. No, because sound is a big issue in there as well.
Yeah.
Like I can hear speakers. I feel like I'm like being immersed and surrounded by this movie if I'm watching it on a bigger screen than in the palm of my hand, little tiny thing. So it's just I don't. There's nothing else to say, Brian.
And you know what? Hold on. I got one. I got more.
Please,
I got more. Doesn't the PS Vita allow you to play PS4 games on it?
Yes.
I never hear Brian talking about it. I think he actually doesn't believe his own statement about playing games on handhelds. If he did, he'd be doing it all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We're calling you out, Brian. We're calling you out.
You've just been called out.
You just got called. You done got called, Brown. All right. Mark, number 3. This one's near and dear to your heart.
Number 3, Brian. 108 is the best amount of characters, Brian. It's the best amount of characters.
Yes.
Not 60 or 70, 108. Come on.
Who was it that said that 109 was okay? Matt.
Oh my God, Matt! You know what, Matt? You got it coming to you too. 108 is the best amount of characters, and don't give me this crap like, oh, you can recruit all the different squirrels and have more than 108. No, it's 108 characters. I don't want to hear it. Hopefully, this audio is not completely blown out.
Oh, dude, it totally is. I'm looking at the blue lines just going ballistic on my screen. It's great. So we apologize for blowing people's ears up. But 108 is the best amount of characters.
Yeah, I mean,
hands down.
Come on.
I mean, you play Suikoden once, and you know that 108 is the magic number.
And then you play Suikoden 2, and you're like, wait, 108 is still the best amount of characters.
I said once, not one.
Oh well, so I'm going with this.
Okay,
and then you
sorry,
play,
apologize. Go.
play Suikoden 3, and once again you realize 108 is the proper amount of characters.
And then do you play Suikoden 4?
If you have to, you can play Suikoden 4. And I imagine you'll find, if you can make it through, that 108 is the best amount of characters. And then once you get...
That's the shining part of the game, is that you still know.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Even if you don't like the game, you're like, you know what? If it wasn't for there being 108 characters...
If there weren't 108 characters in this game, it wouldn't have anything.
And then 5, same thing.
Exactly. 5. You get 107 characters, and then you get that 108th character, and you just feel right inside.
It is. It's true. 108 makes the world go round.
Yeah.
The world of What's the name of the world in Suikoden? Harmonia? I don't know.
No,
That's the name of
it's the world
area.
I know country names. We're gonna get hate mail for not knowing the name of
Yeah,
this world.
probably. Yeah, I don't know. Ryan, I'm sure you're probably listening. You'll probably tell us what the name of the world in Suikoden is. I apologize for not knowing, but the important thing to take from this little exchange is that 108 is hands down the best amount of characters.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Brian. Graphics don't make the game.
Good grief.
They do not.
Come on.
Now, he will tell you that it's visual style, but Mark and I know him well enough to know it's freaking graphics when it comes to him.
Yeah, because you know what has visual style? Suikoden 2. And he's playing it. He's playing these games on handheld. What's that all about? I'm so riled up now.
You guys, oh my gosh, I wish sometimes that we did this on video because just Mark is going ballistic and it is great.
I'm pretty sure
now.
I'm bright red right now, too.
But no, absolutely. Like the visual style on freaking Super Nintendo games, there's some great visual style in some of those games.
Yep.
But like, it's the graphics that makes you say that those games are worse than today's games. It's not the visual style, because there's plenty of visual style games from Super Nintendo that have better visual style than games from today.
Yeah. Come on, Brian.
Good, I'm glad you agreed with me on that.
Come on, Brian. Stop playing games on your handhelds.
We should have
I
put that
don't
one
believe
higher
you.
up.
I don't believe you. That's, you know what? I don't believe Brian. That's what it really comes down to.
So we're calling him out. We're calling him out. That's what this is. We're calling him out. I'm done.
All right, you ready? You ready for number 1?
All right, Mark. What's number 1?
Brian, number 1 is you got to stop lying to us, Brian. You got to stop lying to us.
No more of these half-ass journeys,
Yeah.
Brian.
You know what? In episode 1, I'm pretty sure he said
it was 1.
that he's going on a journey. He's going to go through every Final Fantasy game from start to finish, and we're just 2.5 years later.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't finished that journey. I'm pretty sure he started skipping games too. He started saying, "I've already played this one." So
He amended the
I'm
rules
gonna-
several times.
Yeah, he amended the rules, and you know what? I've also heard. I've heard him say he's going on other journeys.
Oh,
What the? You can't go on. You don't go on a road trip from your road trip, Brian. So you can't go on a journey when you're in the middle of a journey. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't work that way, Brian. Come on. You don't like go to. You don't be like, oh, like I'm taking a road trip to Washington D.C. and then you get
You're
to
halfway
Washington.
there.
You're halfway there, and then say like, hey, I'm taking a road trip to Yosemite. Like,
No, you can't do that.
It doesn't work like that.
That doesn't make sense.
And the thing is, you never made it to Washington D.C. or Yosemite, Brian. We're still
Yeah.
waiting
Oh,
on
yeah.
you.
You know what you did? You're just driving down the highways. You're just driving. You're wasting gas. You're destroying the environment, Brian. Come on.
You're over here on your way to Houston. It's ridiculous. And the Houston's nowhere near Yosemite or Washington, Brian. God.
No, you're just in the middle of nowhere. You know what? You got to commit.
You got to commit. You got to commit.
Or
We're calling you out.
or you just don't lie. You don't make a promise that you're not going to keep. And you got to stop playing games on handhelds.
And you got to step. Man, that should have been number 1. Jeez. Just keep going back to that. 108 is the best.
That's true. Very true.
Whew. All right. Calling you out, Brian. Called him out. Called him out.
I'm still mad at Matt for saying 109.
I remember saying that too. Like, you know, I'd go so far as to say that 109 would be okay. Like, no.
109 doesn't
okay.
make sense. It's an odd number.
Oh, boy. All right. So, Brian, we have called you out. The gauntlet has been thrown. You need to fix these problems, or else the terrorists win, Brian.
That's right.
So, you know.
Brian, you're causing global warming.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, man. So there we have it. There's Mark and I's top 5 gaming habits that Brian needs to break. Brian,
I'm
do it.
furious.
Furious. Absolutely. Oh, man. All right. Contributor question. We didn't do one this episode because we actually had some other plans for this episode that fell through. But next episode, we're going to be getting back to normal. Next episode is going to be a really, really good one. We got like I said, our top 5 of 2015.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to be awesome. Brian's going to join us for that. We're going to do, the 3-way top 5 like we normally do. And then I really, really, really would like people to contribute to this one because I have something else planned for the episode that's going to be that I'm not going to talk about now, but on that one. So I want to get as many submissions for this as possible. So our contributor question for episode number 84 is going to be, what makes a good video game hero? So please, please, please send in your submissions by the Friday before we record, which would be the 18th. So March 18th is when we need them by. So just record yourself 1 to 2 minutes talking about what makes a good video game hero, and then send it into frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. Or like we've done on previous episodes, you can write an email. We'll read it on like that, and do it that way. Either way, whatever's more comfortable for you. But we really, really would like a lot of participation on this one for sure. So, yeah, send it on in. What do you like in a video game hero?
Yeah. And also send your hate mail to Brian.
Please do, because you know what? He'd probably read it on a handheld.
Oh, my God.
Well, Mark, that's all I got for this episode. What about you?
That's all I got. I need to calm down.
Yep, absolutely. We need to calm down. We're all riled up. Oh, man. All right, well, with that, this is the Frozen North signing off for episode number 83. Brian, we called you out. Saying it again. Called you out, Brian.
You burnt.
You burnt. You burnt. My name is JJ.
My name is Mark.
And as always, keep on gaming.
Our theme song was made available through the Creative Commons Attribution license by Ziphoid. The song title is Radical Fanfare.